Shout when you wanna get off the ride. Shout when you wanna get off the ride. Shout when you wanna get off the ride.
Hey everybody, welcome to Smoke Break News, where there's smoke, there's fire. I'm your homegirl KB Marion. Let's spark the spliff and get right into it. All right, Trump this past week made his plea to black Americans. And I knew it wasn't going to be good because he talks to white people like they ain't shit. So I knew it didn't bode well for black folks. Now, while on the campaign trail in Michigan, Trump stated to black Americans, "You're living in poverty. Your schools are no good. You have no jobs. 58% of your youth is unemployed. What the hell do you have to lose?" Trump also guaranteed that if elected, he would win 95% of the African-American vote at the end of 4 years in office. First off, not every black person is living in poverty or uneducated. We're smarter than your base because we have enough sense not to vote for your ass. Right now, you have less than 1% of the black vote, and that's me being generous. Secondly, the generalizations you have made about blacks living in poverty, terrible school systems, underemployed, and unemployed, all of that is the United States regardless of race. Trump is to America what Norman Lear was to Good Times, a white dude pandering on black stereotypes while wielding his white privilege. Hey, Dems and Republicans, we don't need a white savior or Captain Save-A-Ho. We just want equality. Thanks. Now turning to more stupidity from the greatest country in the world. In Massachusetts, Sean Shiz Miller, that's really his name, you guys, who had been on the run since April after being charged with possession of heroin with intent to distribute, was caught wearing an elaborate disguise as an elderly man. He was smart enough to make better prosthetics than a Sci-Fi Channel homemade movie, but not smart enough to leave the state. You had a 4-month start. Sean Miller is like a villain in Scooby-Doo. Shifting to economic news, the Uber drivers in California and Massachusetts came to a settlement with Uber as to whether they were considered employees with benefits or contractors. A judge has struck down the $100 million settlement, citing that there were too many strings attached. I have bigger beef with Uber, though. I understand times are hard and people need money, but Uber is the new stripper. Uber is like what stripping is to hot chicks working their way through college. Everybody is an Uber driver now. You make money on referrals for those that become drivers, but that's your competition, isn't it? That's like Frank Lucas helping out Nikki Barnes, or Marvel helping out DC, or Trump helping out Hillary Clinton. All right, so now we have a special update from Dave Sitko giving us a breakdown on the whole Ryan Lochte scandal in a segment I'd like to call White Privilege Abroad in Rio.
For those of you not following the controversy in the last week, Olympic swimmer Ryan Reezy Lochte was involved in an altercation where he claimed he was robbed at gunpoint in Rio during his time there for the Olympics. However, upon further investigation with swimmers Gunnar Bentz and Jack Conger, and a fourth swimmer who I assume is named Blaze Hammerhead, it was revealed that they were having a fun night out in town when they needed to use a gas station bathroom, and realizing the door was locked, the group proceeded to kick down the door and walk inside to begin pissing all over the place under the pretense of what I can only assume is manifest destiny. After being told to stay put by a security guard, the swimmers then tried to pay off the establishment by offering 100 reais, or $31, and a US $20 bill. The controversy regarding this situation stems from the fact that by the time Bentz and Conger released their stories, Ryan the Lochteneer Lochte was already in the US, drunkenly pissing all over his own bathroom. Lochte was put under scrutiny for lying to try to cover up his own stupid actions. My opinion? Who gives a shit? If you knew anything about Lochte, you would know that this is par for the course for him, as well as thousands of other bros in any given college town or local pub. Seriously, Lochte actually had a TV show called What Would Lochte Do?, where the title of episode 4 was, If He Got Plastered. I assume the episode showed him going to a college bar, breaking down an unlocked bathroom door and throwing foreign currency at the bouncer, and challenging anyone at the bar to a literal pissing contest, and still coming in second to Phelps. Now, is this a problem? Of course it is. This kind of drunken debauchery causes tons of damage and monetary loss, as well as needless harm to innocent bystanders all the time. Although, to be fair, these swimmers didn't try to punch a random person, and they did try to pay for the damages, which probably puts them in the top 20% of bros, relatively speaking. I believe that the real underlying issue here is that before this all came out as bullshit, this was another drop in the ocean of theft in the Olympic Village, and a speck of dust in the universe that is the corruption in the country of Brazil. The headlines quickly changed from stories involving athletes actually robbed at gunpoint to how one asshole lied about being robbed, giving Brazil, a country in the process of indicting their last president, the ability to draw focus away from all the 9-year-old street children with assault rifles. Hopefully, this Lochte story will be forgotten sooner rather than later, and maybe we can all continue to discuss the situation of civil unrest and corruption in Brazil. In the end, if there's one thing that the media, most of the American public, and Subway can agree on, it is that falsely reporting a crime is nowhere near as bad as smoking marijuana in a picture.
Public service announcement to haters of all things. So it seems that in this current climate of civil unrest and political decline, that people still haven't figured out that the age-old adage, time is money, is still relevant. The economy is in the shitter, as former candidate Bernie Sanders has been saying to people, are working longer hours for lower wages. Yep, but we still find time to bitch and complain every chance we get, collectively solving nothing and dragging down the positive mental health of everyone that we choose to attack with the anonymity of the internet. Americans bitch seasonally and annually these days. Oh, the Olympics are on? I need to shit on someone because there's these twins as they race to the finish line with their hands together. That's very unsportsmanlike. I don't like it. They're champion. Leave them alone. And quit celebrating. I hate all these people dancing after a touchdown. Yeah, we know. You scored and you're upsetting the people that are watching from another town right now. Yeah. Oh, hey, girl that didn't put her hand over her heart during that stupid song that we all are supposed to take our hats off for at sporting events because we don't realize that the national anthem isn't just a Jock Jam 1814 edition. We don't like this video game because it's not the same as all the other video games I liked. Wait, games are an art form, which means my review is irrelevant because we are dealing with a subjective nature of this art form. Instead of complaining, create something that someone else hasn't created yet, and they can judge that just like you judge this. And then come back and tell me about your perspective. Does everything seem so easy now? Oh, a lot of hard work went into that, maybe. My mother always told me that if you don't have anything nice to say, maybe you shouldn't say anything at all. Maybe the participation trophy generation needs to wake up and realize that by hating something, that wasn't meant you were supposed to participate in it. That was some dumb shit that you learned from your parents because they never got the updated software, that they grew up in a house without the internet and never met anyone that liked the same shit they did. They had to stop chasing their dreams because school was too expensive, and they had to settle and figure out where the money to feed you was going to come from. And the fact that you are alive and well enough to hear all of this right now is a privilege that you need to check. I laugh at your waste of energy and delight in your anger. Your true lack of real trials and tribulations has led to your inability to see what's in front of you, and that you can pursue good just as much as you can the bad. We would all just be better off if the people that take all this time all have one thing in common, that they will all die. Not wishing anything upon the haters, rather I offer some advice and a better way to live. Life is short, and maybe you should just maybe, you shouldn't waste any of the sand from your hourglass of life to make someone else feel less than. Just saying.
Yeah! Give it up for Joe Degand with his PSA to all the haters, and David Sitko for his lovely take on the Ryan Lochte situation in the Olympics. And we have, thank you so much for watching Smoke Break Comedy News. And we have one final little thing for you. If my two fellow correspondents could come in today. Thank you. David Sitko and Joe Degand, they have a little message for people out there. Go ahead.
On behalf of all the white people in America, we humbly apologize for everything Donald Trump stands for and says.
Sorry.
This message has been approved by Smoke Break News. Have a great week. Roll it up, smoke it. Have a good one. Bye.
Shout when you wanna get off the ride. Shout when you wanna get off the ride. Shout when you wanna get off the ride. 'Cause you cross my mind, cross my mind. Make my blood thump 789. Make my heart beat double time. Now I'm the only sour cherry on the fruit stand. Right, am I the only sour cherry on the fruit stand? Shout when you wanna get off the ride. Shout when you wanna get off the ride. 'Cause you cross my mind, cross my mind. I'm a penny in a